Heysham Fantasy Cricket League. So, first of all, just like to say it's great to see everyone donning the whites again after such a long wait. Not a long enough wait for Ants to get his bat knocked in, but long enough for everybody else to get fully prepared for the season ahead. So straight into things then, where do we stand now then with the players after week one? So looking at the batters then, so Jeff Carter now top of the batting standings with 133 points. That's thanks to his contribution of 67 and out for Heysham's second team. It was at the expense of a second team victory, no doubt, but still a very good performance from Jeff, who was unfortunately picked for the second team last weekend. And that's also increased his value to 4.2 million, so well done, Jeff. Second on the list there is Jamie Ancliffe, who now transfer value has increased to 6.1 million. Some were questioning that transfer value before the season started, namely Lee Calverley, who said he looked very scratchy in the nets. Nevertheless, he's rocked on to get 89 in the first weekend. 89 and run out, very standard for Jamie Ancliffe. Struggled to push the ones and the twos towards the end of the game and thankfully ran himself out, so the first team could plough on to get a victory there. I think if it had stayed in, it'd been a little bit tight if the boundaries weren't coming. Certainly the singles and the twos were not. So well batted though, Jamie, and great to see your transfer value sneaking up there. Second on the list, and thankfully going back to the cricket game, is Lewis Plackett. He's tried everything to avoid cricket over the last couple of seasons. Most notably riding a bike for a hobby, but thankfully he's put his bike back in the garage and donned his whites for the first team, and he's chalked up a tidy 29 to give the first team a bit of a platform to go on to knock off the Shire's total of 212. Fourth on the list there in terms of the batters is Richard Townsend, but not really for his batting. He only got one. Laid one up to mid-on, I think it was, away at Ambleside, but he did contribute a little bit with the ball. Down at the bottom of the player standings for batting, Lee Calverley, actually, with he's been selected by 18% of the participants. His weekly points is a minus 20. That is minus, yeah, you can get minus points. And his transfer value has also gone down to 4.9 million. So one to watch there over the coming weeks, see if he can recover that position. Okay, we look at the bowlers now. So top of the league is Dave Parker at 4.1 million, selected by 71% of the players, and his weekly points total is 101. That's thanks to actually he got 49 not out. Did bottle his 50. He had ample opportunity. Was in the crease for about 2 hours, I think it was, for 49. Did look good though while he was out there, but again choked to 50. So. Yeah, points scored there, contributed with the bat and the ball, and his transfer value, I think, has snuck up a little bit again as well, from 4 million to 4.1 million now, and like I said, a week's point total of 101. Second on the list, questionable whether he's a first in cricket or not, but Crossy did contribute with the ball, 66 points for this week, 5.1 million now he's worth, so one to look at. Could be value adding there. And third on the list is Charlie Parker, selected by 18%, 21 points. Probably the better of the Parkers. Unlucky to not get back on actually to have a ball after his first spell. I think Harry might have forgotten about him in the field while he was nursing his sore finger. And I got another mention actually for Chris Boniface making his first debut. So his debut for the second team. Bowling those loopy spinners, and he got a week's points total of 15. I think he picked up a wicket away at Ambleside. So on to the all-rounders. Top of the prices, obviously, no surprises. Sam Calverley, 9.1 million, selected by 100%. Everyone's got Sam in their team, which is not surprising. And compared to his brother, only 18% of those have selected him. So yeah, 100% selection by Sam. So everyone's a winner there. And he's picked up 72 points this week. Looking at his stats, he picked up 25 runs. I think it was not out. Yes, it was not out. Just the one wicket, but 4 maidens, only conceding 18 runs. So steady away for Sam. So back onto the all-rounders then. So Kyle Whitelock's 7 million is worth. He's our resident Colpack player. Picked up 60 points, playing for the first team. I think it's his first team debut. 24 runs, 2 wickets, 2 maidens, conceded 53, so a little bit expensive, but still contributed with bat and ball. So well done, Kyle. Back on to the remainder of the all-rounders then. So Graham Cassidy, good to see him back in Heysham shirt for the 12th time. £7 million in value, 65% selection, and 48 points for the week. I think again, Cass got a not out. He did 10 not outs, and also picked up a wicket and 1 maiden as well. Special mention to Andy Hill. Didn't really contribute too much with bat or ball, but he was a very keen advocate of the COVID rules, socially distancing himself from a couple of regulation catches in the field, so taking it very seriously there. I think that was at the expense of Graham Cassidy's bowling as well, but fortunately didn't come at the expense of a victory, with Heysham first team obviously knocking that total off. So where does it stand then now with the teams? So top of the standings is the Boozy Tailenders with Joe Coulthard at 582 points, so well done Joe. Saturday Source Merchants are second in the league at 460 points, so well done there Jack Rawlins. And third in the league is joint third actually, is the Better Parker and Hilly's Hotspur, so that's Charlie Parker's team and Andrew Hill's team on 444, all the fours, points total there. Bottom of the table is Graham Cassidy with 142 points, that's Eswick Bale. No surprise really, is looking at who he's picked. So he picked Ollie Toolman, who was injured before the game, although seems to have made some sort of miraculous recovery now, and then Harry Warbank as well, who got injured after tossing the coin. So a couple of injured players there. He might want to make some transfers this week. So I'm going to give you a little bit of heads up of who I think could be key players going into round 2 games against Silverdale this weekend. My notable picks will be Jeff. He seems to be in good form. Anks is due a duck after that big knock. That's what tends to follow a big knock for Jamie Anks. So watch out there. Don't be deceived by the initial knock on week 1. Not too sure whether Lewis Plackett will be available for week 2, so question marks around that. And again, Andy Powers, is he going to be available or not? One to watch. I think that's probably about it for this week's roundup. So enjoy yourselves. Hopefully see you down at Carlane over the weekend. And have a good week, everybody. Take care now.